And then I'm going to follow up with my SK2 facial treatment essence. So this is 90% Pitera. From the commercial, it just makes me feel as if like it's a basic, like a high-tech rice toner. This on my face because my face really likes it. I don't feel like it has 90% Pitera, which is supposedly good, but if you think about it again, okay, it's a rice toner, 90% rice. So I just don't feel like it really does much. My skin does like it. It doesn't get irritated. My skin has been improving just a little bit. And that's the problem. This is expensive. Even though my skin has been showing signs of improvement, it's just too little for me to justify the price. So I would not be repurchasing that. But since I have it, I'm going to use it. A few reasons why I am using these two products from SK2 is, first of all, I got them for free. And then second of all, it does provide just a little bit more moisture into my skin. This is the facial treatment clear lotion, and this one is the facial treatment essence. The only reason why I'm still using this is because my nighttime moisturizer is the one from Simple. I don't really prefer the Simple moisturizer because it's just not moisturizing enough. I have to keep reapplying this if I'm using this on its own because it's just not hydrating enough. It's too light. It doesn't really do anything to my skin, and it's just an overall a very basic, simple, too simple moisturizer that doesn't do anything to my skin. This came in the set. I don't like anything from the Simple line except for this one. I'll be repurchasing the facial wash gel because it's just a simple facial wash, which is fine. These two, too simple, doesn't really do anything to my skin. I don't prefer them. It doesn't break my skin out, yeah, but it says it's formulated without this, without that, without this. But when you look at the ingredient, it does sometimes has fragrance lah, it does sometimes have this lah, so it's not, I mean, like, what you trying to do, Simple? What you trying to do? I've applied this. Now I'm going to apply the facial treatment lotion, tap it on top of the skin. So what this does is it's kind of the same concept as this one. I feel it has AHA, but such a tiny amount that it's negligible. I mainly use my SK2 to just inject more moisture to my moisturizer, but that's just basically it. If you guys remember, I used to use these two. This just stopped working for my skin, and the first thing I noticed when I stopped using all this is my nose got just a little bit rough. So I will link the relevant video of me using it after a week. Blackheads, I don't really have severe blackheads, but when you touch it, it's not soft because usually I have really soft skin. I've been using these two. I don't have that problem anymore. This is the Scrub Your Nose in It from Soap and Glory. It's basically a scrub because you can feel like there's granules of like micro something inside that's going to scrub the skin. I'm not a fan of this as a physical exfoliator, but this has kaolin as the second ingredient, which is kind of sort of like a clay. It's going to draw all the impurities to the surface, so that's going to clean your pores and everything. And also this has AHA. This is what has been you know, like making my nose soft because it's cleaning the pores and everything. Even though AHA isn't supposed to be the product that you use when you want to clean like deep inside your pores, because this only attacks the surface, because this is water based. It doesn't penetrate. It's not oil soluble as salicylic acid, so it's not going to like really muscle inside and clean it out like you know, as effective as salicylic acid, but better to exfoliate rather than no exfoliation at all, right? Oh, also this one, facial treatment essence clear lotion. I'm not sure what kind of exfoliation is this, well, but I do find that this also softened my skin, my overall skin tone just a little bit. After all of that, I follow out with my moisturizer. So this is the Simple Kind to Skin Protecting Moisture Cream SPF 30 UVA UVB. It doesn't state anywhere that this is broad spectrum PA++ anywhere, just like the Neutrogena one, so maybe that's why it doesn't work that well, but I'm not so sure. I don't really know so much about sunblock. All I know is that I want it to work, and because I'm using all this exfoliating product, it's crucial for me to find a sunblock that is long wearing and doesn't give me a white cast. Yeah, of course I give me a white cast now, but give me 5 minutes or like 16 years to blend this out and the white cast will be gone. I know this seems like a lot, and honestly it is, but I'd rather be protected from the sun because I am using such ingredients on my skin right now that any exposure from the sun is going to darken any marks on the face, so I don't want that. I'm going to protect my skin. You can use less sunblock if you want, but you have to remember that if you use like a pea-sized amount of sunblock, okay, from SPF 30, it's going to like be diluted into like SPF 8. And this sunblock, I don't know what is it about it. If I use just a tiny amount, my pigmentation gets darker. So that's why I feel like I have to use a lot. Oh, and one more thing about this, I kind of expect it to get just like a little bit in my eye. It's something that is very common if you use a lot of creams on your face. This stings my eyes. This stings like a mofo. And when I apply my sunblock, I usually put it on my lips as well, because, you know, like, why not? My lips needs the sun protection as well. But this tastes like ass. I'm going to just like rub it in. Okay, you know what? I'm going to stop and let time like kind of like oxidize this a little bit, and you guys will see that my skin tone will, you know, it's not going to be as weird as this anymore. I promise you. See? The white cast is not so bad. Okay, I'm going to talk a little bit more about the Scrub Your Nose in It from Soap and Glory, because I don't think I finished my point. So I mentioned that this has kaolin, this has glycolic acid. I'm not so sure about the glycolic acid though. I'm not sure what kind of acid it is, but my bet is on glycolic acid. What percentage? I'm not exactly sure. Maybe 2%. You know how I don't like to use this as a physical exfoliant because it's just too harsh. What I do is, the direction for this is that you're supposed to like put it on your face, scrub your face, and then leave it on as a mask. So that's what I use it for. I just use it as a mask to my skin because it has kaolin. It's going to like draw out all the impurities and the oil or the sebum that I have onto my skin, and then when I wash it off, my skin is so soft and has been helping with my nose situation. I don't really have blackheads and whiteheads like I mentioned, but you can see my skin is not bumpy. I will repurchase this. This is not really that expensive compared to the other products that I have, which is like the one from SKII RNA and the one from Algenist. You know, as you guys can see, I'm not exactly 100% happy with my skincare routine right now, so that's why I am reluctant to film this video, if you guys can tell. Kind of like I don't want to film this video because I don't feel like I'm happy with my routine yet, but since you guys want to see what I've been doing, I guess it's a good way for me to try out different products as well, see which one works, which one doesn't, so I can maybe like document it. And maybe if you're using the same products like this one, or you are looking for different recommendations for skincare, I would have something to say so you have an opinion. So you can base your opinion on this video. I'm not exactly sure, but hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys in a few days. Bye-bye!
Let me just tell you a story, okay? Once upon a time, there was a girl who has acne. My acne was rather severe back then, so I was using this as my sunblock, and then I applied my powder foundation, which is this one. And let me tell you one thing about my skin. My skin holds makeup really well. I don't have to use a primer. I don't have to use a base. My makeup will last the whole day without any problem. But whenever I use this, my makeup just turns, in the end of the day, my makeup just turns, not even the end of the day, maybe like 5 hours later, when my skin starts to produce oil. Usually it's fine because I'll be like, ooh, dewy, okay. But this just mixes my oil would just like mix with my makeup, and it would just like look really thick and goopy, and it just transfers everywhere to the point that I'd rather people see my less than perfect skin rather than my skin being covered in like this thick, gooey skin tone goo. It was horrible. I don't prefer it, but on its own it's fine. That's all I can say about it. What else?